Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking interest in my Nightblade PvP build. I just wanted to go over the equipment and gear with you real quick to show you how I'm able to get my kills, plus how I incorporate survivability into my gear. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go check our gear. I'll come back to weapons in a little bit. We're going with the monster set first, so please forgive me if I butcher the name. Valken Scoria set. We just want the pen, okay? We're going one item for the penetration, okay? You have a choice, right? You can choose not to go for a mythic item, okay? If you don't want to go for a mythic item, you can wear a two-piece monster set. Personally, I believe that the one-piece monster and the one mythic, it provides better value, more consistency than just a two-piece monster set. Okay, we're wearing this in medium. All the gear is going to be 6-piece medium, and we're going one heavy, which brings us to our next piece. This is our second set, which is going to be New Moon's Acolyte. New Moon's Acolyte, great set. It's got all of the things that you need in a set. So as you can see, crit, damage, pen, and then finally a massive chunk of damage on that 5-piece. Okay, we're wearing this heavy because chest is our primary contribution to armor. We're also wearing this as reinforced, so this is going to be our survivability essentially, because we've got a legendary reinforced heavy chest. That's going to provide us with all of our survivability. Okay, really good. My suggestion is put tri stats on it. Okay, so you want to enchant it with tri stats. Okay, awesome stuff. This brings us on to our final set, which is Spriggans. Spriggans is amazing, and it's known for its consistent pen. So we've got stamina, as you can see, damage, so it's essentially 3 damage, and a ton of pen. Okay, this is what I've been using. I'd like to play about with it a little more. I'd like to actually steer away from Spriggans, but for the time being, this is what we're using. In terms of traits, chest is reinforced. For the other 6 pieces that we have, you want a mixture of divines. Personally, I'd say 3 divines. Well fitted. Personally, I'd say 3 well fitted. Okay, and then you've got your reinforced. Okay. Which brings us onto jewelry. This is where you're playing about with the build. Okay, if you need more stamina recovery, put more stamina recovery on. Okay, stamina recovery is how you survive, it's how you do all of your stuff. Okay, this is going to be what keeps you fueled, running and going. Okay, so use infused, use stamina recovery. Great stuff. Now, if you use 3 infused and 3 stamina recovery, you've got a ton of stamina recovery. Okay, great. Now, what you want to do is you want to slowly start substituting that out. So if we go on to our next one, we've got stamina recovery still, but we're then going for bloodthirsty. Okay, and then better yet, you can go for bloodthirsty and weapon damage, or if you don't want that, then you can go for something along the lines of infused and weapon damage. Okay, so it just means play about with that, learn your levels of sustainability. Okay, if you have 3 infused stamina recovery, great, great, great. If you can then take one of those pieces off and substitute it for raw damage, and you're still fine and you're still sustaining, that's great. Next thing is, what you want to do is you want to then go for a bloodthirsty with stamina recovery. Are you starting to struggle? Where is it? Find your balance, because ideally, if you've got great sustain, then what you want to do is damage, damage and damage. Okay, this brings us on to our final piece, which is our mythic. So mythic, I'm running Ring of the Pale Order. Honestly, this is just because I had a spare kind of slot. As I said, I didn't want to run 2 monster pieces, so instead I went for a mythic and a monster. Okay, so Ring of the Pale Order, it will heal you for a proportion of the damage you deal, again as for survivability. Okay, this isn't what I would personally recommend. I'd say you can improve the set through going for the Marquean Ring of Majesty. So with that, it's the Deadlands DLC. If you wear that ring, it's going to give you weapon damage and armor for every 3 pieces of a set that you are currently wearing. Amazing, right? So that's sustainability in terms of like endurance from the armor, and it's more damage. Use that. Okay, Ring of the Pale Order. I feel like this would be great if you're playing solo, especially in like Imperial sewers. Fine, you know, run Ring of the Pale Order, but otherwise the other one. Okay. All good. Now you may have noticed, so Spriggans is our permanent 5-piece, okay, which means we'll always have it no matter what weapon we have equipped. That's great. Okay. Our New Moon's Acolyte is 3-piece, okay, but then when we swap weapon, it becomes 5-piece. This is because this is, you know, purely my preference and my way of thinking for the time being, okay? So whilst I'm on my bow, it's great because I don't pay the 5% additional cost of using abilities, okay? So whilst I'm on my back bar, everything that I do on here costs just normal rate, okay? And everything I do on my front bar costs 5% more, okay? Just something to keep in mind. It's why I have it on my front bar, but feel free to play about with it. You can more than easily, you know, play about with stuff and not focus. You know, you could run New Moon's Acolyte as your permanent 5-piece, and then what you want to do is actually not use Spriggans and wear something else. Okay, so for our enchant, I've got it as precise, sorry. So for my first weapon, it's precise, which is crit. This is because we're trying to maintain a balance between weapon damage, sustain, crit rate, crit damage. Okay, so through running a precise weapon, this is my way of doing that. Okay, this is our way of trying to get more crits in there, trying to get that unexpected burst damage that people aren't expecting. Okay, so through running precise, it means that because I'm running a maul, as you can see in the title, I mean, sorry, that's a spade on my back, but you can see New Moon's Acolyte's maul. Okay, maul means armor pen. If you're not sure what I mean, go into your two-handed. That's one-handed and shield. Go into your two-handed and read through heavy weapons. Right, I get 3.3k pen through using a maul. Okay, awesome stuff. Okay, my personal recommendation, I put poison on there as an enchant. My personal recommendation is use a poison. Poisons are just good. Okay, yeah, you'll probably do better with poisons. Okay, great. Which puts us on to our last, I promise, final piece. This is Master's Bow. Master's Bow is our initiation. Okay, we're going for the classic setup with a bow, which is weapon damage enchant infused. Okay, weapon damage enchant, for all those that don't know, it gives you additional weapon damage for 5 seconds when you use an auto attack with your bow or with your weapon, or you use a weapon ability. Okay, weapon ability, not just the normal skills. Okay, so if I use a bow ability, it will give me that weapon enchant. Okay, if I go and use an assassination ability and I use Killer's Blade with a bow equipped, it will not proc that weapon enchant. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it means that on our bow sorry, on our bow we're looking for auto attacks and weapon abilities. Okay, so first of all, that's 452 damage, and we're reducing the cooldown. What does the Master's Bow do? Okay, increases your weapon and spell damage by 330 against targets affected by your poison arrow. Right, now think about that in combination. We've got 330 plus 450, okay, so we've literally got 780 additional damage just from using our bow. Okay, just from using one ability. Okay, this is our initiation. Okay, I wouldn't run a certainly don't run a poison on that, because you want your enchantment to proc, and poisons take priority over enchantments. Okay, so we got that all covered. My Spriggan's guards, just so you know, you can see reinforced here. Don't use reinforced. You also don't need to use the prismatic glyph, or enchantment with the magicka health and stamina. But you know, it's a bonus if you do. Put that tristat on your chest. Okay. Okay, lastly, we're going to go through the skills, and we'll also go through the combinations and slottables. Okay, skills, really quick. Back bar, Dawnbreaker Smiting, really great panic, AoE stun, cone, 10 meters, can't go wrong. Okay, it deals a high initial damage, as you can see here. I'm completely unbuffed with no food, just so you can see that. Dawnbreaker Smiting, 13k, 15.5k damage over time. You stun them. Okay, Nightblade, Shadowy Disguise. It's going to keep you mobile. This is how you get out of dodge. Just, you need it. Okay. Resolving Vigor. This is your heal over time, high heal. Okay. Poison Injection. This is obviously essential because you're using a Master's Bow. This is going to deal an initial damage. Bam. It's then going to deal damage over time. Great. This is going to add to our kill potential, and it's also going to deal 100% extra damage to people under up to 100% extra damage to people under 50% health. So the more burst we're able to do in a shorter period of time, the more procs this will get of the person being under 50% health. And trust me, you will kill people just from Poison Injection. Okay, they escape a fight, they win a fight, you hit them with Poison Injection, you hit them for a bit of damage, and that dart is going to kill them. Okay, Pissing Mark. This is our only way which we're going to get major breach on our enemies. The other thing it's going to do is going to be able to completely negate or help you defeat other Nightblades. You can detect marked enemies even if they use stealth or invisibility for 3 seconds. This is, I've literally just spammed this on Nightblades and they die because they can't hide. Okay, it's also how we reduce the physical resistance, so really good. This in conjunction with all of our armor pen as well is going to help us slice through people like butter. Okay, now our last one is Channeled Acceleration. This is a Psijic skill, or Psijic skill. It's also the Morph. The reason we're using this is it's a channeled ability of 1.3 seconds. It's a Magicka, which means it doesn't feed off of our stam. It also, when you morph it into channeled acceleration, it triples the duration of all the buffs it gives you. Okay, this is going to be how our account gets minor force, aka 10% additional crit damage. It's also a great way of having 30% movement speed for when we stealth. Okay, so if I do this before a fight and I stealth, I keep the momentum. Okay, so this is how we keep mobile, and when we choose to engage, we've got 10% extra crit damage. Okay, great stuff. Brings us on to our melee. Actually, I'll go real quickly over the ultimate. Dawnbreaker Smiting, we do that. Also, Fighter's Guild passive is for every Fighter's Guild ability you have slotted, you do 3% extra damage. This means this is going to do more, this means your weapon's going to do more, this means you're going to heal for more. Okay, that's why we've got on the back bar. If you don't want to use it, absolutely fine. Use Soul Tether, absolutely amazing. Great way of stunning everyone around you, giving you a bit of lifeline, draining health. Great choice. Ballista's a bit of a risky one. Ballista's normally better for PvP, but by all means, if you want to give Ballista a go, that's fine. Soul Assault is a channel, wouldn't really recommend it, but it's your call. Transformation, you're cool, but you know, you can, but it's not necessarily great. Shooting Star, it's okay. I mean, they do similar damage, but this is just better. Shooting Star does a ton of damage, but it's very easily kind of noticed, so people can dodge it. Okay, brings us on to our final stuff. Relentless Focus, this is great, 60 seconds, great buff, while active. You can read through it, you know what this does. It heals 33%, it's your massive burst and assassination kind of ability, it's just fundamental, okay? You want it on this because you're spending most of your time on your front bar, which means when you have it active, you want to be able to know when you have it active. You don't want to have to swap over for your heal or your stealth before you start using it, okay? You want to be able to use it in combat, which is why it's on front bar. Okay, it's also going to give us some benefits. Rally, okay, so I've now got a heal in the same place. Rally, it's also, you know what this does, okay? It heals and major brutality, which is plus 20% weapon damage. I also have a heal in the same place, so I know whenever I go to that bar, I know that I'm healing for something. Okay, nice and easy. Right, next thing, ambush. Ambush is just everything good. You know, a lot of people don't run ambush. I'm seeing now, like on YouTube, they just don't think it's necessary. Okay, it's completely again your preference, but with this, what you're going to be able to do is gap close really easily. Okay, it also applies minor vulnerability, increases damage taken by 5%, amazing. Also grants him power for 3 seconds, amazing. Okay, really nice. Surprise attack, you know this, it's a spammable. It deals a stupid amount of damage, and it's really great because if they start to run away from you, you stun them or set them off balance. Okay, it's just spammable. It's going to be what you're hitting. You're going to be attack weaving, which means you attack with your auto and then your ability. Auto ability, yeah, but obviously I'm using triangle in this instance. It would be surprise attack, and then we've got execution. Okay, executioner 400%, up to 400% extra damage to people with under 50% health, blah 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 blah. When they're low, when they're in their panic mode, you stun them. It's just a really quick way to finish someone off. Okay, just do it. Okay, lastly, the ultimate. So this is what makes assassins, I've forgotten the name of them, Nightblades, so strong. Okay, 73 ultimate. That's crazy for 15k disease damage. We're not even talking about crits yet. Okay, when you deal damage, they take 20% more damage for 6 seconds. Okay, you've also got it as a stun. Also, while slotted, you get sustain. Okay, it's just, you just want this. This is going to be how you do that. Okay, so now we've gone over our abilities. Next thing we need to do is go over our slottables. Okay, so you've got a few options for this. Ignore all of the green food, that's just for dailies. We've got Trifle Pocket. This is going to be your high health paired with stamina recovery. Okay, stamina recovery is at the cornerstone of stamina builds. Okay, if you run out of fuel, you will just splutter to a stop and die. Okay, so this is sustain. It gives you the health instead of focusing on stamina, but gives you stamina recovery. Okay, this is probably the preferred one, which is Lava Foot Soup. It gives you a chunky amount of stamina mixed with your stamina recovery, which means you're doing more damage and can sustain off of that damage. Okay, simple as. It means you're a bit more squishy, you know, so they complement one another. Those are your two options. If you want a hybrid, then next we're going to this one. Okay, Dubious Carmonian Cameron Throne. Sorry. Okay, this is stamina recovery, a bit of max stamina, and max health. This is a nice balance between the three. It's not specializing in any. You're taking a hit on everything but a little bit, but you're also getting everything. Yeah, really, really good. And it's also purple food, so happy days. Lastly, you've got the Artane takeaway broth. These are really expensive, but feel free to use it if you want to splash out. Again, you've got max health, you've also got health recovery, you've got max stamina, you've also got stamina recovery. You can probably tell by the numbers. Max health 3.3k, stamina 3k, health stamina recovery 3.3k. Yeah, so it is better than this in every sense, but it's crazy more expensive. Okay, so feel free. Artane takeaway broth is probably the best and you're getting the most value for money. Dubious Cameron Throne is your kind of budget version, really good. Lava Foot Soup is crazy ultra high kind of ganking damage. And then last we got the sustain. So I use the trifle pockets for PvE content because I just want the sustain. I don't want to get killed by, you know, bosses, big bursts. So that's what we're running for that. Yeah, I hope that this clears up everything. I hope to get the Mythic item to make this build a bit more refined, and then we'll also be using transmute stones to kind of shape this a bit better. I'm also looking to transition out of using Spriggans and into something a bit better. So one of the things I'm exploring is Unfathomable Darkness. This gives crit, pen and damage. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And also gives you a proc. The thing is that the 5th item set doesn't give you stat bonuses, which is what I'm kind of looking for. So we're kind of running, and we'll get to that stage. Okay, lastly, I'll just show you the buff rotations and we'll get this done. Okay, buff, buff, buff. Okay, you're all set. Okay, crit damage in this game is now capped at 125, and with all of these going, you're able to get to 100, and I think it's 104. So you're hitting up there in the crit damage. Okay, your crit, I forgot to say as well, our stone, it's the thief. This is going to be increasing our crit strike rate. So again, we're trying to get across the balance of everything. Okay, so when you go to engage, you're going to be doing a heavy attack if possible. If not, just a poison. Okay, ideally if you can before that, you're going to be wanting to mark them as well to reduce their stuff. Okay, you're then going to be engaging into a straight surprise attack. Okay, so bam. Okay, medium attack into this stun, ultimate if you feel appropriate. Okay, and then you just rinse and repeat. If it's too much, you're just dodge rolling out, swap where you can, invis, engage where you feel appropriate, right? Okay, brilliant. Yeah, you pot up or whatever it might be. Yeah, great. Channeled acceleration, bam, stealth. Okay, great. Now, yeah. So, and that's how we want to do it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps. I'll see you now.